Hey Army, welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into today's topic, make sure you hit that subscribe button because what we're about to reveal will absolutely break your heart in the best way possible. Today we're talking about something that's been hiding in plain sight for years. Why does Jimin always turn to RM when he's going through difficult times? The answer is so beautiful and emotional that it'll change the way you see their relationship forever. So let's start from the beginning. If you've been following BTS for a while, you've probably noticed a pattern. Whenever Jimin is struggling, whether it's with self-doubt, performance anxiety, or personal challenges, there's one person he consistently seeks out, and that's RM. Not just casually, but almost instinctively. And after digging through countless interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, and member testimonies, we finally understand why, and trust me, it's deeper than you think. The foundation of their bond goes back to their trainee days. Jimin was actually one of the last members to join BTS, and he's been open about how insecure he felt during that time. He thought he wasn't good enough, that he might get cut from the lineup. But RM, who was already established as the leader, did something that changed everything. He didn't just encourage Jimin with empty words. Instead, RM sat down with him during those late practice nights and told him something profound. He said that Jimin's perceived weaknesses were actually his greatest strengths. That his vulnerability, his emotional depth, his constant drive to improve, these weren't flaws, they were what would make him irreplaceable. And here's the thing that makes this so powerful. RM didn't just say it once and move on. He's been consistently reinforcing this message for over a decade. In a radio interview from 2018, RM mentioned that Jimin is the member who works the hardest but also doubts himself the most. He said watching Jimin struggle with self-criticism is one of the hardest parts of being a leader because he sees so much potential that Jimin sometimes can't see in himself, but it goes even deeper than just words of encouragement. RM has this incredible ability to understand Jimin's emotional language. You know how Jimin is known for being emotionally expressive and wearing his heart on his sleeve? Well, RM is the complete opposite. He's more introspective, analytical, philosophical. But somehow, these two different emotional wavelengths found a way to communicate perfectly. In their book, members mentioned that RM has this unique skill of knowing exactly when Jimin needs space versus when he needs someone to talk to. And that kind of emotional intelligence is rare. There's this moment that perfectly captures their dynamic. During one of their hardest periods when they were dealing with intense pressure and exhaustion, Jimin broke down during a concert. The cameras caught RM immediately going to him, but what he did was so subtle yet so powerful. He didn't make a big scene or draw attention. He just stood next to Jimin, put his hand on his shoulder, and let him feel supported without forcing him to explain anything. That's silent understanding, that's what Jimin has always needed. And let's talk about the intellectual aspect of their relationship because this is fascinating. Jimin has mentioned multiple times that talking to RM helps him organize his thoughts. When Jimin feels overwhelmed, RM helps him break down his emotions into manageable pieces. It's like RM gives Jimin a framework to understand his own feelings. In one interview, Jimin said that after talking to RM, he always feels like everything makes sense again, like the fog clears and he can see the path forward. But here's what really makes RM emotional. RM has said in interviews that watching Jimin grow and become more confident over the years is one of his proudest achievements as a leader. Not their awards, not their chart success, but seeing Jimin believe in himself. That's what matters most to RM. And Jimin knows this. He knows that RM genuinely cares about his well-being beyond just being groupmates or colleagues. The reason Jimin always turns to RM when things get tough isn't just because RM is the leader. It's because RM created a safe space for Jimin from day one. A space where vulnerability isn't weakness, where asking for help isn't a burden, where being emotional is valued. RM taught Jimin that it's okay to not be okay, and that seeking support is actually a sign of strength. So there you have it, Army. The reason behind one of BTS's most beautiful but underrated relationships. It's not dramatic or flashy, it's quiet, steady, and deeply rooted in mutual respect and genuine care. Drop a comment if this made you emotional, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more BTS content. Thanks for watching, and remember, we all need an RM in our lives.